What is this? Let me delete this. Um, all right, how's everybody doing today? Anybody that has stopped by, appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to be here. Let me just get everything situated and hopefully, uh, where's that audio coming from? What? Okay, think I think we're good. Make sure you guys hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more videos, more live streams. Hopefully this live stream goes a lot better and we don't have any issues with YouTube like we did the last time. Um, been having some weird issues when creating live streams and changing my voice and lagging a lot, even though the internet's supposed to be amazing. So we got 31 people here. Make sure you take the time to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me go and check something real quick to make sure that, yeah. Yeah, if you want to check out my link for BTCC before we get started, BTCC is a platform where you can leverage trade. You can get up to a 10%, you can get a 10% deposit bonus for your first time deposit. Extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees. There is another giveaway going on. There were 3 winners last time for 500 USDT, and there were only, I can't remember exactly how many people finished, like signed up, deposited, and traded, but it wasn't a lot, right? So you have high chances of winning 500 USDT if you sign up, deposit, trade within this date range, right? The 1st through the 15th. So feel free to check it out if you guys want a chance to win 500, which seems like less of a chance and more of a guarantee, right? If you want a chance to win 500 USDT, feel free to check it out and sign up, deposit, and trade with that platform. But how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing in the last couple of days? It's been really interesting. We've seen some movement in the crypto market. Um, Over the weekend, we've seen some movement here and there. Obviously, yesterday and seeing what we saw, things were looking great. But then, today, and it doesn't really look the best for everything in the market. However, BNB, I mean, is hitting new all-time highs. It seems like every hour at this point, right? It's looking really, really good. The overall crypto market, let's go and look at this and give you an update of where things are right now. We can see that the overall market is down by about 2%. And it may see a reversal of that, which would be great as we get closer into the day actually happening, the market opening. Not the crypto market, but the stock market. Once the stock market opens, we could see a reversal of crypto and see that move into more of the positive range, which would be great. But right now, the only things that we're seeing that are positive is really BNB and stable coins. So Bitcoin is sitting down about 1%. Ethereum is down by 4.2%. XRP is down by 3.4%. While it reached a level of $3+, it's now back down to $2.87. Solana is down to $220 or $221, down 4%. But you can see here, BNB has been up 29% in the last 7 days. So it's definitely been moving quite a bit. But Dogecoin is down by 4%. Tron is down by 2%. Cardano is down by 4%. You can see Chainlink is down by 3%. Stellar XLM, 4%. 5% for Avalanche. Litecoin is also down by 1%. You don't really have many things that are positive here. Kronos is down by 1%. Shiba Inu down by 4%. 10% for World Liberty Financial, 11% technically, 13% over the last 7 days, 6% for Pepe, 8% for Athena, Aptos, looks down 3.8%. Let's look at the most positive things in the market right now. We're in the top 100, I guess. You have cake that's up by 8%, 71% for the last 7 days. SPX is up by 5% or 51 in the last 7 days. Meme Core is up by 2.7% after being down heavily in the last 7 days. Tether Gold is up by 2%. BNB again 2.7%. And some other things. Let's look at some things that are down the most. WorldCoin 6%, Pendle 7%, Athena 8%, 9% for Pi. Plasma is down by 12% as well. So definitely seeing some negativity across the board for the entire market, which, resets or at least drops RSI closer to being oversold, which is good, right? Because then we can get closer to seeing that break out. Altcoin season is sitting at 54 instead of being at the 60, 64, 70 range out of 100. Fear and greed index is neutral, 55. So we're all set up to see things kind of flourish, but in due time, right? I'm not stressing it. I'm not stressing it. All right, let's look at what people are saying. Brandon White says, good morning. Good morning to you too, Brandon. Good morning, Matt, says Amanda. Good morning, Amanda. Bob Schaefer, Bobby Schaefer, 1. Good morning to you as well. Appreciate you stopping by. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, fam. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Let's Crow. I'm all about CRO and the growth there. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Kenneth. Hump day. It absolutely is. Have you looked at Black Coin yet? I have not. Is that something that is taking off with a lot of popularity? Black Coin. That's sitting at a $3 million market cap. Is that the one? Fully diluted market cap of 3.5. Is that the one? Let me know if that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this and just refresh it so that I have a different thing here. Oh, we got a super chat. Brandon White, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. This week, 314 Atom tokens staked in my savings account, 15 quant. Well, that's amazing. First of all, I think from the amount of Atom that I have staked, I have a total of 2,000 Atom. But I have 1,000 of it staked to gain, I think it's like 12%. I don't know. I think it's over in my Ledger wallet. Let me check to see. But I have a decent amount, half of my Atom that's staked, and I want to see that through, depending on what it can be. But I'm also going to take 1,000 and I'm going to have an exit plan with that. Before I only had, I don't know, I think I might have had like 200. Actually only 100. And I made a decent amount of money off of it multiple times. But I think it's more about when you have something that has a potential or has a use case now and has a larger use case can be evolved a lot more in the economy. That's something that I look at and I'm like, I need to be a part of this long term as well as being a part of this short term and seeing that through for the investment as well as the use in the end, right? Let me just take a look. I believe, I don't know what the percentage is though. I know there's better percentages though. Let's see. Earn. Go into the Earn tab. And we'll see what I've earned on. So yeah, I have Cosmos. Oh, I thought it was a higher percentage. It's actually a lot lower. I have 1,013 that's staked, or about $4,000 at the moment. That's sitting with a reward of 8.26% in my Ledger wallet. I've already gained 97 Atom, which is fantastic. I've already gained 97 Atom, or $399. So That's amazing. That's fantastic for how much I've been able to gain there. For Solana as well, I've been able to gain 1.5 Solana in rewards, and that's $344. So, yeah, I like Adam. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. um, Morning, bro. I'm thinking of selling my SHIB on the next pump. I've been thinking along from your last video. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough because for Shiba Inu, there was so much that could have happened. And my mindset going into it, I had a bunch of videos talking about how this is the path we can take. But, the community seemed to be on the same page of getting there. It's just how you really get there. Does that make sense? Um, where the ecosystem dev team seemed to speak the loudest and they wanted to control everything. And since they had the most following and since they had the most conversation and since they spoke the most about Shiba Inu and what they were going to do for it, I'll put it in quotes, what they were going to do for it, um, they it made it seem like they made the rules in a way. So a lot of people followed what they were doing and what they wanted to do. And it really did suck because they constantly like tore down the the community and said, I don't care what's being created if we didn't create it, meaning the ecosystem dev team didn't create it, it's a scam or you shouldn't follow it, right? And it's so messed up because you had so many good people, good companies, good mindsets out there that were looking to, just improve SHIB and make it so that you can utilize SHIB, make it so that you can burn Shiba Inu, make it so that it's a normal process of whatever you're doing, burn Shiba Inu. Everything, right? Buying coffee is a big one, right? There's so many coffee drinkers in this world, and if you look at the 2 million, 3 million people, you look at, let's say 30% of them drink coffee consistently, you're burning Shiba Inu with that. The gaming, you can have multiple games that burn SHIB, and they were being created, like it seemed like left and right. And then all of a sudden, the SHIB ecosystem dev team was just like, no, you know what? We don't want to partner with them. We don't want to. They didn't bring us in on the deal, so we're not making any money from it. So we don't want them to push whatever company or whatever burn tactic they have when the community was all about decreasing that supply. We could have had so much. Now it is still a meme coin, and you would have had it kind of fall off quite a bit. And I still think we're going to see major success and have the ability to have gains in that position. It's just the price point of where it is could have been so much better. Instead of being at a level of just burning 1 0 or dropping 1 0, we could have dropped 3, right? We could have dropped 4. We could have dropped 5, right? Looking at a dollar price point. So it sucks, but we have to deal with it now, and we can still see gains in it as long as you did average down. But it really does suck that, we technically didn't give it the time of day because of the ecosystem dev team that was consistent in posting about Bone and Leash and saying how it's going to help SHIB in the long run. And it never did. And it never will. And now the people that bought into those plays, they're losing money because you bought Leash at $400 and now it's sitting at $1. You bought Bone at $2 and now it's sitting at 20 cents. Like, these are the things that we deal with, right? I sold my SHIB 3 years ago. Did you make money from it at least? I'm good. Um, 123K coming. 123K coming for Bitcoin. Man, I went all the way back down. 123K coming. Do not be scared if the market goes down a little bit. That's just the government. Don't worry. They're just trying to scare us. Um, I mean, I agree to an extent. I think the markets react because of the inconsistency of the market that we're investing into. It's not really about like, oh, the government's controlling this. I mean, to an extent, you can always see some sort of control as to what direction it goes. It's just the level of how it does decrease and how much it decreases or increases is based on the speculation and the inconsistency of the market that we are investing into, which is fine, right? That's the reason why we love crypto, is because it can move by so much. But it's not just going to move by so much in one direction, it's going to move by so much in both directions. And sometimes it'll be flat. Rarely will it be flat, but sometimes it will. Um, so yeah, I'm not afraid of the market going down. I'm used to it at this point. We've seen crypto absolutely crash down 70%, 80%, and some have experienced a 90% drop at times, right? Um, I'm not afraid of it. I understand crypto will be a bigger part of this economy. It's just when, right? That's really the question. All gains I got over the weekend got wiped yesterday. I'll buy some more positions today, but damn, it seems like we've been in this up down cycle, not really moving anywhere. Yeah, just like I said, I mean, it's a speculative market. You're not going to see any consistency until you start seeing major ETFs and traditionalists and long-term holding of cryptocurrencies. I think with certain ones, like you can see a long-term holdability with CRO, with Atom, with Bitcoin, with XRP, anything that has an ETF right now, you can see that long-term holdability to it, but you need more, right? We need more money that's flowing into it and more money that's staying. And that's what ETFs really bring. So once you get more of these all-encompassing ETFs, which you do have one, and I've seen some massive growth with it. I just want to let you guys know that GDLC, I talked about this and how it's the first multi crypto ETF, not just tracking one, but tracking the top five positions in the crypto market. That has moved a heck of a lot over the past month or so, right? It's a Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. This is currently at $59.57. Over the past week, it's up by 4%. Over the past month, it's up by 7%, right? Over the past 3 months, we're seeing it, it launched, decreased, and then increased again up to $61. So the fluctuation is there based on the fact that the entire crypto market is there, or not the entire crypto market, but the top five coins and the fluctuation we see in the market. But once we see the market continue to flourish, get up to a $10 trillion market cap, $20 trillion market cap, this is why I'm investing a decent amount into GDLC. I even have my retirement account that I'm investing into. I started a retirement account over in Robinhood, a traditional IRA that I plan on starting with a kind of reasonable investments, right? I know some people really can't afford that level of investments, but I want to max out my this IRA and do it in a way to where I feel like it's reasonable, but right now I have to be a little bit unreasonable. I have to invest to max it out for 2025. I have to invest $75 a day, which is definitely not reasonable by any means for anybody. But it'll get me investing about $4,000 or $5,000 to max out that IRA. I currently have like 2,000 something. So in order for me to max it out, I have to have $75 a day. But my typical amount that I would have every day, I'm going to invest about $28. $28 every single day will get me to about the $7,000 range to invest every single year. And then also be matched at a 3% for Robinhood, which does a 3% match. So, anyways, Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. I'm investing here. You can see that. Well, I don't even know if I have it here. I don't have it here. I moved this. So I basically moved it over to this account here, where it's sitting at $2,926. How much I invested into this IRA has been 2,718, but I had an IRA match of $81. But then I also had experienced some growth over the last month. I'm already up with the positions that I chose. I'm up 7.67%. Um, and I think GDLC is actually leading with how much I'm gaining, which is 11% since I invested into it, which was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, actually. So, yeah, trying to get that to max out. And you're going to see here, and I'll talk about that in other videos. But I'm investing into some other things to get me $75 a day invested into it. Anyways, just wanted to put that out there. GDLC, great position so far, and I think will be a great position as you move forward as the first multi-crypto ETF. So if you guys are interested in a multi-crypto ETF, look no further than Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. Are you still bullish on Jasmy? Absolutely. When top 20 altcoins make, let me go back here. The top 20 altcoins will make their all-time high. Are you still bullish on Jasmy? Yes. 123, boom, it did hit 123, yes. It did retrace from 123. It's currently at 122 at the moment, 122.9. Don't get scared, just use smart strategies. Always remember, buy low, sell high. That's tough for a lot of people. Buying low and selling high, yes, it sounds super easy to buy low and then sell at the highest point. But there's a lot of people that don't know where the low is. And sometimes you'll miss the low and you'll feel like, oh, I'll wait until it gets to that low price, right? Let's say BNB, the lowest point that you could see it is, 1,200, but it somehow drops and really, really drops, gets down to $1,000 or something. And then you're like, well, it got down to $1,000. It can go lower. The lowest point is a lot lower than 1,000, but then it ends up bouncing off of 1,000. And now you're like, all right, it's at 1,100. I'll wait till it gets down to 1,000 again, and then I'll buy at that low. You didn't know that 1,000 was the low. What told you that 1,000 was the low, right? It's so much more difficult than just going, hey, buy low, sell high. But you want to buy at not the lowest price possible. If you can, then great. But buy at a lowish level. If you believe in it above the point in where it is right now, then it's a point to where you could purchase it. It doesn't mean that it will 100% be the lowest price, but you can purchase it at that level and then still see the success that you believe you're going to see, right? If I believe XRP is getting to $100, anytime that I see a drop within, or close to, like, say, where my cost basis is, and then it drops off from that cost basis, I'm going to buy lower than my cost basis. If I believed in it at my cost basis, I'm going to believe in it lower than my cost basis, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Rookies are panicking, sold their XRPs to buy Binance. I mean, I don't know about that. I think there's some people that do that. I've seen it where they go, I'm selling my Jasmy to buy XRP, and then XRP doesn't move and Jasmy coin moves. I'm selling my XRP to buy Jasmy. And those are the people that chase and will never come out on top. They chase positions. They are in a trend of buying high and selling low, and it's very tough to break out of that. Good morning, Matt. Happy to catch you up live. Any news about Jasmy, Binance monitoring zone? I didn't see any updates from Binance yet. I think I haven't seen any major updates at all to really Jasmy coin or the monitoring zone. I thought they were out of that, and that they weren't being heavily monitored, but I may be mistaken. I thought that they were out of that zone. Like when they surpassed 6 cents, like I thought that was the breaking point of them being out of that zone. Jasmy price prediction by the end of this year. Any good meme coins you suggest? So I haven't been looking too much into meme coins. I know there's a lot of people that are heavy in things like Pudgy Penguins and Dog with Hat and Pepe and Shiba Inu and Dogecoin and all of the top meme coins, as well as ones that could be at the top. I haven't been heavy on meme coins. I've been focusing heavily on utility coins that are going to be utilized in this economy, that's going to be utilized in our monetary system, our banking system, our ultimate use. So I've been heavily focused on a lot of the top plays that I have, right? AVAX, XRP, ADA, Solana, BNB, right? All of these top plays that have use cases, chains, conversations, government conversations, institutional conversations, ETF conversations. These cats, man, can you relax just a little bit? Well, it's not even these cats. It's just Daisy. She doesn't like the other two cats here. She does not like them, and she's even avoiding going in the litter box, which is really upsetting me. Because she's our oldest animal that we have. She is 10 years old. 10? Yeah. Yeah, she's 10 years. Yeah, 10 years old. Wow. Um, so yeah, she's 10 years old and she doesn't like the other two cats. They don't really fight. She just doesn't like them getting near her. So then she'll try and get mad, even though Daisy is declawed. The other two cats are not. Um, so, but the only thing, like, she's now avoiding the litter box, which I'm really upset with, because if she starts, I'm noticing her always around the same spot, just trying to go, and I'm like, go in your litter box. What? Like, I don't know what to do with you, man. And I hear that's a thing, right? They tend to either fight or avoid um, communication or contact or whatever. Spencer, what are you doing? Um, so I don't know. We'll see how that works. Good morning, Matt. I read that. Jasmy, Shiba Inu, Jasmy price prediction by the end of this year. Any good meme coin? Oh, I read that. So my Jasmy price predictions, if I had to add to that, right? I want to see Jasmy coin at a level of 25 cents, right? That's something that I would love to see. I think I think 25 cents is not a tall task or ask. Now, it is tough to see that level of growth in a shorter period of time. So I'd rather we start seeing some pushes, start seeing some movement now, back up to the 6 cent mark and maybe the 10 cent mark. And then you could push some of those higher levels. But that's what I want to see. Anywhere between 10 and 25 cents, I'll be happy with, because it starts my exit plan as I move forward. I don't need to see it happen this year, but I would love to see a decent amount happen this year. Because if enough happens this year, it sets us up for 2026, the first 2 quarters of 2026, and pushing Jasmy coin to 50 and $1, right? Pushing to those levels. So if you don't see that, then it sets us up for less growth, right? Because I don't ever expect to see 500% in one shot, right? But I expect to see, maybe 50%, then 70%, then we could technically see 100 or 200%, but I don't ever expect to see 500% in like one day. That would be fantastic, but I don't expect it. Just wondering if we'll see any real gains by the end of this quarter. XRP onto H bar. I I think we will by the end of this quarter, by the fourth quarter. Yeah, fourth quarter is usually very bullish, but you never know. Uh, when will top 100 altcoins? When will top 100 alts are making all-time high? That's a tough question. There's a lot of altcoins that have not made a new all-time high, but there are some that have. Right? You see XRP that has made a new all-time high market cap wise, not the price, but market cap. Ethereum hit a new all-time high price. Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high price multiple times. BNB just hit a new all-time high price. Hopefully that's Daisy. If that's Daisy, I'll be happy. Thank you for that super chat. It's not Daisy. It's Spencer. Um, Thank you for that super chat. What is all the buzz around Teo? I haven't heard anything around that. I mean, I've heard something, but it's never like it's not to the level that maybe you're seeing. And maybe that's just coming across your feed because, that's what you're interested in, you're invested in, but I don't have it. Again, we'll look at that and see if there's anything there. So in the last month, I mean, it's down by 1.3%. Last day, it's down by 3.7%, 7% up for the last 7 days. But volume 143 million, not seeing much volume there to say that there's a ton of hype. $3.35 billion market cap, while you have 10 million in circulating supply versus the 21 million in total supply. So I'm not really seeing much news or hype around it, I guess. Let me see. October 2025, news of native cryptocurrency for Bittensor network. Okay, institutional engagement, digital currency group expansion. Increased institutional participation. Publicly traded companies focus on decentralized AI, such as XTEO and TEO synergies. Have been accumulating significant amounts of TEO, mirroring MicroStrategy's Bitcoin treasury strategy. That could be something that's interesting. You have an upcoming halving in December 2025, which will cut the daily issuance of TEO tokens to from 7,200 to 3,700 or 3,600. This isn't expected to create a supply shock that could be a bullish long-term catalyst. So that's probably where you're seeing that, the upcoming halving, Bitcoin like halving for TEO. So that's probably where you may see some hype and some attention. But yeah, I haven't heard much craziness around it, right? We're still only seeing $143 million worth of volume. Don't let fair fall through your fingertips. I'm stacking up to whale status while I can just just like I did with XRP, in getting 17.75% on Coinbase with Atom. Well, that's amazing. I have, like I said, I'm getting 8%, and I wanted to put it in my Forever wallet so I didn't touch it. And, the only chance I would have to selling it is, obviously unstaking and going through that unstaking period and everything there. But I could do the same thing with Coinbase. The problem is that I have 1,000 over on Coinbase that's sitting in my I wouldn't call it a wallet, my account. And let me go to my assets real quick. Come on, man. It's taking so long. Am I logged out? Ah, I am logged out. I said that's the only reason why it would take that long. I don't want to log in with that. Yeah, so I have 1,000 on Coinbase and 1,000 in my Forever wallet. Where is Coinbase? Okay. These cats don't stop getting upset. Not these cats. If Daisy doesn't stop getting upset and just go off on her own way and do something, she's getting me irritated. Um, Everything's down quite a bit. Yeah, I have. Oh, you know what? I am staked over here too. I'm staked in both places. Why am I staked in both places? Atom rewards, 2.66 Atom, 2.8 Atom. Yeah, I'm staked in both places at a 16% APY. I shouldn't be staked in both places. Because how am I ever going to sell any of my Atom if I'm staked in both places? I mean, I guess what I could do is not necessary because I'm nowhere near a price to where I'm going to sell at. Like Atom's high prices are like $45. So I'm nowhere near that high price for Atom. Um, yeah, its high price is like $45, and I sold at 40 plus dollars multiple times and made money from it. Right, I'm up over 8,000 plus dollars on Atom overall, but I would love to obviously see, what I have with my 1,000 Atom and get up to hundreds of dollars, but then also have more Atom over time because I currently have 1,096 Atom in my possession here on Coinbase, which is worth $4,400. But I should, um, it's staked, at 16% APY. So as long as this continues to kind of break out for a number of months, I'll be able to gain a decent amount more and uh, start my exit plan with some of those. I wish I could find. I should like not reinvest the staking amounts. You know what I mean? I should just keep that as kind of my. I'm going to sell this at certain points. You know what I mean? And I think $40, $30 to $40 is probably my starting point for that. And I would like to sell 100. So then, I can have a few thousand off of just 100 Atom. Um, I'm always behind on everything because I give such a long-winded answer and everything. I agree. Be patient. We have to see Bitcoin's top first. Please, baby Dogecoin. I'm not really a big fan of it. I sold my SHIB for Bonk. I mean, if you think Bonk has a lot more of a future than that, I feel like both of them are meme coins. One might have a little bit more of at least the use when you talk about Bonk and how it saved, I'll say saved Solana in a way. Yawn, 58 years old, 58-year-old kid rolling over, taking advice from insecure crypto master. Night night. Nowhere we're going is half the battle. SHIB was my very first crypto, but I sold it early because I saw them building more things like Bone and Leash. I saw it was a money grab and jumped ship. I understand where you're coming from, and also understand the one thing that I wanted to clarify when I first started with Shiba Inu was that this SHIB ecosystem dev team has no ability to change SHIB, do anything with SHIB. The only way they can have an impact with SHIB is if they create around it and do something in that way. And they created around it, but they did nothing to impact SHIB at all. The only thing they did was just take their holders and use it as a huge money grab for them or multiple money grabs. And it sucked. It really did suck. I thought everybody was going to see it because I called it out from the beginning and I said, look, you guys aren't doing anything. You guys do nothing for this position that we all know and love. The only thing that, the only person that's gaining from this is, the team that's creating all of these other things, right? You're gaining money from it. The holders of Shiba Inu are not gaining anything from what you're doing. And I told them that to their face. Uh, Total market cap, I'll keep buying. I'll keep buying the dip. Yeah. Um, Shiba Inu now circle Q4 up October this year Super Bowl. Nudge nudge, don't be rude. Say night to your mom too. Okay, I don't know what that means. Now focus on your exit, not your seconds till arrival. Okay. Wish I was a pup. 57. You're just talking to each other. Um, mature investor. Age is nothing but okay. Respect indeed. Indeed. I've been thinking about adding Jasmy to my portfolio. I think Jasmy's at a good price right now. Because I believe in it way above this point. I still hold my 1 million Jasmy coin. I'm not tempted to sell. I wasn't tempted to sell at 5 cents. I'm not tempted to sell now, right? And as we see it grow, I was hoping to see a level of 10 cents because that's my first selling point. Not a crazy selling point, but it's my first selling point just to kind of establish something and take my initial investment, take a little bit of profit, right? That's kind of where that stands. We can all rise up and bring others with. Very true. Carry on. What are your thoughts on XCL? Excellular? Exceller? Am I saying that right? It currently sits at a $6.5 million market cap with $683 million worth or $1,000 worth of volume. That's about a 10 or 11%, which is good on the volume to market cap ratio. Also, looking at the max supply and basically having the entire supply that's out there, fully diluted value is that. I don't have any opinion on what it can do, but I always like to look at where it's offered, and it doesn't seem like it's offered in many places. Whatever growth we're seeing is not something that's long-standing growth that can continue day after day after day, right? It's like you selling water online, right? You selling water online, the only reason that you're making money is because you had a popular video, and it's not about the word of mouth that's there. And once that popular video dies, or once that popular advertisement dies, the sales will go underneath. And that's kind of what I don't want to see in any situation, and I don't want to be a part of, to where it's iffy, right? If it's not set up for success and being offered on Coinbase and many others, it's not something that I'm very interested in. I don't want to talk down your position at all if it is something that you hold, but I know it's up by 15% and it may look like it's a buy, but without the places to where you can purchase it, the main places to where you can purchase it, it's limited to whatever volume it's seeing now and whatever hype it was built off of there, right? If it was like a week worth of hype or 2 weeks worth of hype or something, you're not going to see that transition into Coinbase. You're not going to see it to Binance, to crypto.com, to any other platform. And that's the way that I look at that. I sold SHIB to buy Bonk when it first hit the market. It made money, got out of Bonk after its first run and sold. That's amazing that you made money from both plays, right? Sold SHIB to buy Bonk. Bonk ended up making you money, especially as it got offered on Coinbase and Binance. That's great. I'm now back for the bull run. Get multiple litter boxes. I have two. I have two litter boxes. Wherever the other cats decide to go in, which they decide to go in either litter box at any time, I would now have to get a third litter box, which I could do. I guess I might as well try it. I got the space back there, but I don't know. It upsets me that she's choosing to do that. So maybe that's what I'll do. That's a good suggestion. I'll go and get a third litter box, same style of litter box. Go over here and just hopefully she can start going in that new litter box. I really hope so, because she was using the other litter boxes fine, and then all of a sudden she started. I was wondering because I saw, you know, they would go on the. I would see something on the floor, right? I don't want to say what it is because YouTube and social media they don't like that stuff. I would see something on the floor, and I'm like, she ruined the other carpet that we had over here. Luckily, we have um not hardwood floor, but like laminate, like waterproof laminate flooring down here. But then we had three carpets. I had a main carpet that was in the theater back here. I was in the theater back here, and it was like fluffy, and you would step on it with your socks, and it just felt amazing, right? Um, or barefooted if you wanted to. I'm not that type of person, but you either way, it felt great. And then she started doing what she did on that carpet. I had to get rid of the carpet. Like I had to literally throw. I tried to clean what I can clean, but um, it went unnoticed for a little bit of time, and I was just like, that's not good. So now I want to fix this before we buy another carpet because she's slowly trying to destroy every carpet that we have down here. And if these carpets all go away, then she starts using the carpets upstairs, and that's not a good situation, right? Um, but yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Thank you for the suggestion. We haven't caught first wave yet, brother. Of what? Of like the of altcoin season? We haven't caught any wave of it. I think honestly, I think we do have a start to altcoins breaking out, seeing new all-time highs being hit. We just haven't hit that ultimate wave to where everything is creating new all-time highs. Things that you wouldn't have expected moved into the top 100. Like that type of conversation, that type of of growth. From the places that we went to a previous high to last bull runs high. Looking at a 3x over that, right? It's fantastic. And we expect to see the same thing, right? A, $3 trillion market cap getting up to maybe a $10 trillion market cap, somewhere around that level. Like that's what we expect to see, a minimum of a $10 trillion market cap. I just realized you went live. Did I miss much? Not really, just a lot of conversation around crypto. CBCN is going to get exposure when basketball starts. I'm hype around. I'm hype for basketball. Harper and Hayden had their first open gym for basketball, and they did amazing. Um, Hayden's only in kindergarten, so she's not expected to be able to learn how or know how to dribble and pass and all that stuff. But we go over stuff pretty much every day. She dribbles every day with Harper. That's dribbling, shooting, layups, all that stuff, and her skill level. What watching her play this game compared to last year, it's just night and day. It goes to show that practice doesn't like make perfect, but they always say that practice makes perfect. No, practice makes you a hell of a lot better than the way you were before. Like if you take time to practice every single day of the year, you will noticeably get better to everybody else but yourself, right? She thinks she's not getting better at all, but then I'm watching her make every single layup. I'm watching her shoot from the free throw line. I'm as a, third grader, I'm watching her handle the ball really, really well and be the best ball handler that's out there, no matter how old she is compared to everybody else, right? There's other people that are way older than her, right? Her birthday is at the end of the school year, literally once the school year ends. So, meaning she's one of the youngest kids, in her class, and she's always wondered. She's like, I'm a short girl compared to everybody else, and everybody else. She was invited to two birthday parties this year. Both of them like are in the beginning of the school year, right? So it shows like they're turning they're turning 10 like a lot earlier than she's turning 10. So, she's definitely shorter than most of these girls, but she still has ball handling and everything. Like, it's just amazing seeing her go up and down the court, not looking down at the ball as she's dribbling, doing crossovers, going between her legs, going behind her back, and she's not noticing that she's not looking down at the ball, that she's focused on everything else that's happening, and she's able to drive. She's like, I'm just like in awe. 1 year of practicing every day that you can improve your skill so much, no matter what sport you play. Basketball, football, hockey, soccer, whatever, right? I'm just so excited for basketball season. And there was another girl that was, I believe, in fourth grade who was really good. She didn't play in third grade for some reason. Maybe she wasn't there, but I'm excited about this year's team. If I'm still volunteering to coach, so I'm excited about this year's team. I really am, because with just the three girls that I saw in that age group, I'm definitely excited. How old are your kids? I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. LC, wait, XCL is a scam. Dev team, they posted only once a day, if that's a if that, and brand new. I mean, I never look at things as just scams like because they don't post as much. Like Jasmy Coin, I can tell you they barely post any information of what's happening. Right? You look at Jasmy Coin itself, that Twitter account, and we're talking about sometimes months in between posts, or a month in between posts. I think I think the most I saw was probably like, a little over a month. I might be wrong, but you have months, or you have definitely days and weeks in between posts. But then, you have you know, anybody that's in the executive team that's posting about it. You have Hera that's posting about it slightly, but not as much as what people expect. They expect to see every single day mentioning it, talking about the price prediction, talking about where it's going, talking about what they're doing, even though they don't really have much that's happening at the moment, things that are in the works, but nothing that is finalized, right? Some people just aren't, they don't want to post as much. But I can see where you're coming from. I didn't do much research into it, only what you saw on the screen here today. The best pre-sale launch in 48 hours in ETH history, and then sank. Oh, that's bad. 33x in 48 hours. XCL had incredible. It's only been out a couple of days. I hold a big bag of Jasmy, but I hold a bag of double the size of XCN. What do you think about XCN? Um, so, um, how do you say that? Onyxcoin? Onyxcoin, which sits at a $385 million market cap with $18 million worth of volume. It doesn't really have the volume to market cap ratio, but maybe that hasn't hit this position. Fully diluted value um, is 753 million versus the about 400 million. So it's not horrible when it comes to the circulating supply versus the max supply. It looks like you do have a max supply, which is great, meaning you won't have like extended dilution or an unlimited supply as they continue to offer everything out there. The highest price that we saw in the last 7 days was about 1.3 cents. It currently sits at about 1.1 cents. If we look at the last month, different prices we saw. It hit highs of 1.2, 1.3 cents here multiple times in the last month. In the last year, we've seen it as high as 3.6 cents, which was a $1 billion market cap. I don't know what it is per se, but let's look at the markets. It's available on Coinbase, which is an S tier exchange. That's great. Different tier one exchanges as well. LBank, BingX, 59 other pairings that's there. So it has the ability to continue to be popular. And it's not something that was just thrown together, right? Let's look at what it's about. I say infrastructure for multi-asset scalable cryptography, cryptographically, um, cryptographically. Never heard that word in my life. Secure, secure ledger. Onyx functions as a blockchain-based technology that um, enhances financial ecosystems by enabling a more efficient and interconnected economy. Um, with a mission to develop a cryptography ledgers that optimize security, scalability, and usability, which I feel like those are trigger words. Those are keywords that you see in a lot of cryptocurrency technology. The protocol is shared by multi-asset blockchain. Okay. It functions as a superpowered digital ledger that enables different networks to work together while maintaining strict control over their assets. A government system or the system is governed by XCN tokens holders through decentralized organization. Um, so yeah, I think what I would say is without knowing everything about it and going into heavy detail about it, I can say I see some potential in here. If I look at a position and I look at all the things that I typically look at, right? The market cap, the fully diluted market cap, the supply, how many holders, the popularity, and it makes me want to go, all right, I see something in this, and it has a potential chance to be worth a lot more than where it stands here today. Um, that's where I go, all right, do I want to make an investment into this? If I'm asking myself that question, it's already a good sign, right? So I would say that there's something about this that does speak to me and say that this is going to be successful, that you're going to see growth. And I can't give you like a price prediction because I'm not invested into it, nor have I done enough research to really talk about that and how I can develop bullish sentiment in it. Um, but it definitely has promise, I would say. If I was looking at it, or I am looking at it with just um, like one glance and give it its due diligence, any type of due diligence that I could, it's brief due diligence. I would say that we have some potential here. We have some good bones, right? It does seem like a sleeping giant, and something in my mind is like, this could be, right? And no, that's a good sign when you see that. No, Gary, please. I think you should stay in SHIB. Make your sell limit orders now. Yes, I took a screenshot of my XCN bag in January of $204 investment, and it was at $13,855. Didn't take any profit though. I love that you occasionally talk about Atom. Have you ever done a video on it? Yeah, I think I've done maybe four or five videos on Atom, I want to say. Let me go back here. So I did three videos on Atom. Um, one in 2022, one in 2023, one in 2025. Probably should do more because I do have a decent amount of Atom. But I made, money on Atom multiple times. And the more recent one was March 10th, 2025. And I also did some videos on my other channel, my Matthew Perry 2 channel, which has now kind of transitioned into more stocks than anything. But I did talk about it nonetheless. God bless you, Matt. I remember being a dad in that age of children. Such a fun time and a blessing. Yeah, I'm just glad that I get to like be there and experience it with them every step of the way. Like taking them to school, seeing them when they get off the bus and talking to them about their day, going through basketball and helping them out with learning sports and learning lessons. Hayden yesterday fell when she got off the bus, and she was waiting for me to pick her up, and I was like, I'm not doing that. So she got up herself. I wanted her to understand, why she fell, and also assess the situation that's going on. Right, look at her scrapes, see if they're bleeding, see if you need a band-aid, see if it hurts. Um, but she immediately, when she fell, she started crying, even though nothing was hurt. Um, and it's just the thought of like, oh, I fell, I need to cry. And I think lessons learned, you fall, you get up, you assess what's going on. And if something truly does hurt, and tell somebody that something's wrong. And um, then we can understand like what's going on there, and why you fell. And the reason why she fell is because she had her shoes on the wrong feet. And yeah, that's not good. Gotta have your shoes on the right feet. Apparently she was like, I had them on the wrong feet all day. I was like, what do you mean? They were on the right feet when you know, when you got yourself dressed and I saw what you were wearing, they were on the right feet. So, but it's always great to still, after that, give them a hug and say that everything's okay. But know that, in a way, you do have to find a way to comfort yourself just to be able to, get through life. Because what if one day, I'm gone, mom's gone, right? You got to teach that early. And mine was worse when I was growing up. I never even got a hug or an understanding of why these things happen or what mistake I made. It was just get up, or nobody's there at all to help me get up. I fall, I have to get myself up. I fell at the playground, broke my left wrist, and walked all the way home with a broken left wrist, and and then I ended up going to the hospital after that, and getting it all situated and everything, and um, but that was, yeah, that was tough. How do you feel about? I read that. Good morning to you as well. Matt, XCM is a DeFi layer one. It will become ISO um, 222 very soon. And chain and enterprise blockchain infrastructure. I grew up to a bit over 300. Wait, we grew up to a bit over 300 Telegram members, sitting at 250K right now. It ran up to 800 million last cycle. Sorry for the shameless plug. It's just working for our bags. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, no problem. What happened to Uptober? More like Crashtober. Shaking my head. Um, I don't know if we can wait any longer for this altcoin season. Altcoin season is taking the longest. So we are still at a net positive for um, October. October is 8 days in, and things are definitely looking great overall. I don't know why I went there. Things are definitely looking great overall for October. We're at a 4.2 trillion dollar market cap. We're seeing BNB hit highs that it's hasn't ever hit. We're still seeing high levels or higher levels for a lot of things, like an Ethereum, like a Dogecoin, like I would say Cardano, but I'm not 100% sure. But a lot of things that are in the market, Solana as well. Um, so it's still at a positive, and just because October is a thing doesn't mean that October is always going to be 40% gains across the market. It could also be 5%, right? We've seen that majority of the October months have been positive, but some of them have been single digit positive, right? It's not necessarily 20, 30, 50, 100%. It's kind of just establishing what the fourth quarter is. And typically the fourth quarter will be a lot heavier, right? We'll see multiple tens of percent, but it may come over multiple months. It's just October is inherently positive. It doesn't mean that it has to be 50%, but it could also be 5%. I would hope that it's more 50%. Calm down, DM. Who's DM? Just hang out and watch the action. Oh, you mean DW? Just hang out and watch the action is going to get really fun if you relax. So what's the biggest news in crypto right now? Because I had some changes that I had to make. Guys, again, if you want to check out my link in the chat, feel free to do so. It's for BTCC. And if you use my link, not only will you get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit, if you decide to sign up, deposit, and trade within the October 1st to October 5th time frame, October 1st to October 5th, 15th time frame, you have a chance to win 500 USDT. So feel free to check that out. Understand that it is not a lot of people that you're competing with. So if you don't have BTCC, you might as well just try it. Sign up, deposit, trade, see what it's all about. You don't have to trade a crazy amount. You don't have to deposit a crazy amount. Just do it, and then you'll see that you have a high chance of winning 500 USDT. We're talking about high chance. The last two times that we've done any giveaways, they've been single digit number of people that have signed up, deposited, and traded. First time, I believe it was 9. So if you round up to 10, 3 people won, you have a 30% chance of winning. At that point, it was 250 USDT. The second time around, it was 500 USDT. And now, again, it is 500 USDT. So if you want to be a part of that and win some free money, feel free to do that. And also get a platform that's a great platform. What's your price prediction for Solana and ETH this cycle? And so Ethereum, I want to see break the $10,000 mark. It should have honestly already hit that level, but I want to see it break the $10,000 mark. Then you could start reaching into the levels of 15 and 20, because you break the $1 trillion market cap at that level. And I think it would be phenomenal to see ETH, and should be honestly fitting, for ETH to hit a $1,000 or $1 trillion market cap. Ow, that hurt. It should be fitting for ETH to hit a $1 trillion market cap, and yeah, we'll see others at a $1 trillion market cap as well. But for your specific question, ETH. Definitely. I also want to see Solana reach up to about a $500 billion market cap. But Solana has a potential chance to get to a $1 trillion market cap as well. I just don't see it happening now. I see it happening over time. What is she doing? Give me a second. Feeling that she's doing something over there. That's Daisy, and she's not scratching anything because she doesn't have any claws. But she will start to dig at things and then pee on stuff. I'm gonna go get that litter box in a little bit. PetSmart, I don't believe opens up until like 9. So wait, where did I get the? Yeah, I think I got it from PetSmart. Yeah, yeah, I definitely got it from. So I'm gonna get the same litter box with the same mat, and get a whole new thing of litter, and hopefully she starts going in there. But who would have thought you needed 3 litter boxes here? Like Carl and Daisy, I mean, they were brother and sister, so but they used the same litter box, and now Liv and Spencer, they both use the same litter box. They're brother and sister. But Carl was um, Daisy's brother and Carl passed away like 2 years ago or something like that, and now Daisy's left alone. Well, she was alone for a little bit until we decided to get uh, Olivia and Spencer. All right, so like I said, what's going on? Biggest crypto news right now. I like to use AI to do this to see what's happening with crypto. So the top news on October 8th, 2025. Um, the crypto market experienced a pullback today. Bitcoin, BTC falling from its recent high to around 121,000. Ethereum dropping to or dropping below 1,000 or 4,500. Market performance. You can see Bitcoin trading around 122,000, almost 123,000, with a gain of 1.3% over the past day. However, the sources indicate a decline of 1.8%, currently at 121,000. I feel like this is off a little bit because you should be seeing a drop. Bitcoin is actually dropping. Ethereum trading around 4,485. Okay, we can talk about the developments for overall. Overall market cap decreased by 2.58% to 4.16 trillion. I think the overall market cap is sitting at a 4.2. I don't think that's rounded up either. 4.2? Yeah, it's like a 4.2. I guess it got to a 4.16. This must be a little bit old news. Key developments. You have Ethereum ETF. 10% of Ethereum is now locked in ETFs and Treasury, potentially leading to a supply squeeze. Cumulative net inflows into Ethereum ETFs have surpassed 15 billion. It's good to hear, but it doesn't mean that you have to keep your money into those plays. You know what I mean? I honestly don't like the individual ETFs. Like I'm not a huge fan of the individual ETFs. I like all-encompassing ETFs, and you've heard me say that multiple times. Bitcoin ETFs experienced a record $1.2 billion of inflows yesterday, led by BlackRock's IBIT. Regulatory focus: the EU is considering sanctions that could impact ruble stablecoin route into Bitcoin. Market sentiment: Bitcoin's open interest has fallen by 3.33% over half of Binance future traders are bearish. The market sentiment is shifted from greed zone to neutral zone. Plum secured SEC transfer agent registration for tokenized securities, causing its token to surge 31%. Speculation surrounds whether Apple will provide governments with Bitcoin private key backups via an $80 million iCloud backdoor. Interesting. So that's some key developments that are happening right now in the world of crypto. Are we gonna see more multi? Oh, I got typed down here. Will we see more multi crypto ETFs soon? Yes, it's highly likely that we will see more multi crypto ETFs soon. Key factors driving multi crypto ETFs: recent SEC decision. The SEC has approved generic listing standards for commodity based trust shares, which include many spot crypto ETFs. This streamlines the approval process and eliminates the need for lengthy individual reviews for each fund. Faster approval. This new framework This new framework significantly shortens the time it takes for crypto ETFs to be approved, potentially reducing the process from months to weeks. Growing market interest, the success of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs have demonstrated strong investor demand for regulated crypto products. Existing funds and filing. The Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF was the first multi crypto ETF containing five major cryptocurrencies. Hashdex also launched a similar multi crypto ETF, and others are expected, anticipating approvals. 16 crypto ETF applications, including those for altcoins like Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, Dogecoin, are awaiting final decision this month. Increased accessibility. ETFs make it easier for both retail and institutional investors to get exposure to various cryptocurrencies without complexities and direct ownership. Broader market participation. The availability of ETFs for a wider range of cryptocurrencies could attract more capital into digital asset space. Very, very true. The trend towards regulated ETF products is seen as a sign of crypto markets increasing maturity and integration into traditional finance. I think multi crypto ETFs, what other crypto assets might be included in future multi crypto ETFs besides the 16 mentioned? What are the 16 mentioned? How do multi crypto ETFs differ from traditional stock index funds? Like, obviously, you already know that. What's the risk of investors considering investing into multiple? Let's see if they have any other. So while Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, and Dogecoin are the leading current wave for altcoin ETFs, future multi-crypto ETFs likely expand, including other digital assets and Securities and Exchange Commission recently approval of generic listing standards. Okay, the primary criteria for the U.S. Crypto ETF is that the asset has futures market on a regulated exchange such as Coinbase or at least 6 months. Here's some assets likely to be included in multi-crypto ETF. Some coins are already qualified. Fast track ETF approval. Okay, so Chainlink, you have Polkadot, you have Stellar, XLM, BNB, Avalanche, HBAR, newer or high growth assets, Shiba Inu, Bonk, Aptos, Render. I feel like they wouldn't really do, and I would say that they wouldn't really do like many meme coin ETFs or involving into those ETFs, but you would be looking at that high growth that you can have with meme coins, but it also provides that larger risk. So what I would like to see, I would love to see top 100 crypto ETF or top 500, like crypto 500 ETF, just like you have the S&P 500, right? Obviously, as you get into a more established crypto market, that's what you will have. But I think I want to see different ETFs and be invested into the broader market. And I feel like the top 5 cryptocurrencies is not really giving me like I'm invested into the broader market. Like I'm invested into the top positions in the market, definitely the most dominance in the market, right? You have Bitcoin at 50 or so percent dominance, right? Let's say 60. You have can't think of it. Why can't I think of it? You have Ethereum that's at about a 20. Is it 20? 20% dominance. So, you're looking at 80% right there. Then you have XRP that's sitting, 5%. You have BNB that's sitting at 5%, right? Where you now have basically 90% of the market. Solana, that's also at, that 2 to 3% mark or something. So you're looking at 90%, 92% of the entire market just in those 5 coins right now. Now, I don't know if that'll be the case moving completely forward, but also, no matter what, you will always have those top 5 cryptocurrencies that you are invested into, per se, right? And maybe, I don't know how this goes and whether the fund is going to invest directly into the top five, and then if you see a change in that top five, do they now invest into that next play, making it a crypto 6 ETF? Or do they take it out of the one that's in fifth place and put it into this new one that's now in this new fifth place spot? I don't know the answer to that because it doesn't have much detail to GDLC. Because if you go in here and you look at it, because I have $10 per day that I'm invested into this play here for my traditional IRA. But GDLC is a passively managed product that aims to track an index of the top five largest, most liquid digital assets by market cap. Holdings are weighted by market cap as measured by circulating supply. Now, again, I don't know if they're reinvesting it, if they're, whatever they're doing with it. But it is something that's providing a decent amount of growth here, especially as the crypto market runs and is worth a lot more. But I will consistently invest into it at highs, at lows, at bottoms, at tops. It doesn't matter, right? I will invest $10 per day. My average cost is $53. And I have $1,122.83 invested into it. And I'll continue to grow that. All right. Anyways, we're about to head off at some point. It's about to be 8 o'clock. Never bearish, always bullish. You think ETH is going to hit $20,000? I mean, I wouldn't say no. I want to see 10,000 first. I think it's struggling to even break 5,000. And there may be a situation where it breaks 5,000, absolutely skyrockets well past 5,000. That would be fantastic. But it's not a given that is the case. What's happening with the front door? Today's Wednesday, right? Was it raining? I don't like that. Why is it raining? Oh, I just completed a contribution to my IRA this morning. How the hell did that happen? Market isn't even open yet. DAG Constellation thoughts and predictions. Second largest holding to XRP. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't have any prediction at the moment. I don't have any, but AVAX is going to do stupid well. I agree. I think AVAX is going to do amazing. I think 500 AVAX in my possession. I want to say 500. I know I have 100. Let me go over to Coinbase really quick. I know I have a good amount. I have 431 in Coinbase. And I wish I would have been able to get more when it was, I believe, at single digits. I just started accumulating at maybe a little bit lower prices, like $17 and so or so. I wish I would have been able to buy more at those levels. But yeah, I have 431 in my Coinbase wallet, but I believe I also have 100 or so in my. It's not an earn because I can't earn off of it. I have 100 or so in my. Oh, it is staked. What is it staked at? What percentage? 80. Wait, 82 of it. That was received. I should have 100 sitting over here. It says I only have 82. I thought I had 100. Oh no, I only staked 82. I don't know. I have 100 over there, so a total of 531 in my possession at the moment. I'm buying ZBCN when it dips. Might be finished with that. I have a question. So Jasmy partnered with Sony. No, not that I know of. Do they have a partnership with Sony? I believe it's just a former executive of Sony. Um, Unless I'm mistaken. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm throwing a bunch of things together. I know they're partnered with Panasonic. Okay, yeah. Jasmy partnership with Sony involves a company technology integration in Sony's products, services, particularly in. Okay, yes. Don't know why I was. A significant aspect of is that Jasmy is founded by former Sony executives. So I knew that part of it. I just didn't know they had a formalized? No, formal. That's the one I was looking for. Formal partnership with Sony. I know that um, you would expect it. Um, let's see. Partnership list would be Panasonic, Sony, Wits, Toyota, Now Payments, um, Apple. I'll say Apple, right? So, yeah. Uh, by the way, Matt, been here since old Jasmy days when you got 1 million tokens for a bargain. Hope all is well. Keep up the good work. Yeah, well, yeah, those were the days. I wish I would have been able to get 2 or 3 million, but the way that I looked at it, like I believed in it, but then you also see other people that are consistently saying like you're wrong, and you're like, all right, well, when I'm right, this is gonna be worth so much more. Instead of me going, well, let me show you how right I'm gonna be, and let me show you how much I believe in it, and continue to buy and double down and triple down on it, because I would have had, multiple millions if I would have invested, you know, some of the other money that I did have sitting there, but I decided to diversify, which I feel like is still a great thing to do. Diversify your money, get to a level to where you can be happy with how many things you hold, because anything could break out at any time. Guys, I have to get out of here. It's about 8 o'clock. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys, again, I don't want you to miss out on free money. If you want to join the giveaway for BTCC, all you have to do is sign up for BTCC using my link in the chat or in the description. You can get a first time 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055 depending on what threshold you hit and all that stuff. 40% lower trading fees. You can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage, no VPN, no KYC required. And if you sign up, deposit, trade between today and the 15th, you will then be eligible for the 500 USDT giveaway. And I'm telling you, it's more of a guarantee than it is just a chance. So give yourself that chance to win the 500 USDT, and good luck. But guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.